Scooby-Doo, it's everyone's favorite boomer and vintage lens enthusiast. Today we're going to be looking at Nikon NIKKOR 1.8 50 millimeters. Oh, you notice this is a NIKKOR lens, but it's on a Canon. Thanks to this novoflex adapter, well, you push this lever, and you got to remember to turn it the opposite way, which is the opposite way. Oh, there we go. See, that's easy. Maintains infinity focus. Of course, there's no communication with the lens to the camera. It's all manual. And putting it on is just finding the one way it goes on and twisting it the Nikon way. I use a lens hood on these. I always used to be against lens hoods, but now on vintage lenses I use lens hoods. It helps. This is a perfect piece of glass. I mean, I use this on mirrorless cameras, and man, this thing is great. So I said, well, I'm using all these other lenses on the Canon series. Let's see what this does. And it works really good. Why? Because you can actually see it snap into focus on this screen. And what I do is I try and focus there's a reticule on this screen, so I turn this to get it sharp, and then I focus on something about 10 feet away and I get that sharp. And then I do this again, and I do this again, right? That's just to set it up. You don't have to do it every time. So I do that, and I blast it away. I did not have to use the live view. I was able to focus everything well enough that out of all the pictures I took, maybe only 3 fell out. So it was a marked improvement. This is 1.8. It's better than 3.5. It's better than 3.8. I used a Chiron 28mm f2, but that had a lot of depth of field, even at f2. If something was far away, it was hard to tell. Close-ups, that work better. But this thing, you're able to nail it all the time with the focusing screen. So if you want to get one Nikon lens for your camera, one of these vintage AI or AIS lenses, get the 50mm f1.8. Oh, it's a great lens anyway. It's throw on any camera. It's got great color. It matches, this is 16 megapixels or something. And it matches the resolution so swell. And I went to the park, and it was heavy overcast to cloudy bright, maybe 1 or 2 breaks of sun, but I couldn't compose and set the settings quick enough to take advantage of it. It was only out for a minute. And what was I using? I used ISO 400, 800, and 1600. I used 1600 for a lot. And man, this thing has a clean 1600. I have the high ISO noise reduction on low, because if you bump it up to more aggressive noise reduction, not only does it get rid of noise, but it gets rid of fine detail. So, so as long as you're exposing properly, that is, you're not underexposing it or overexposing it. I mean, more than 1 or 2 f-stops, you're going to get great results. And that's the trick, you know. And I was using the high ISO, but I wasn't using long exposure. So the high ISO noise reduction on low, and I have the high long exposure reduction on low also. But it's a great combo. I loved it. So, like I said, you may have a lens that you've been looking at, so I wish I could get that Nikon glass for my Canon. Well, this is it, the NIKKOR 50mm 1.8. It's the AI or AIS version, I don't know which. It focuses pretty close, 1.5 feet, that's pretty good, right? So I was able to get my close-ups of colorful leaves on the floor of the forest. But what can I say? It's a beautiful, this is the Canon EOS Rebel T3i. It worked really great, really great. And The only thing is you got to focus wide open at f1.8 and then count your clicks down to whatever exposure you want. I used a f8 almost exclusively and I got great results. Better than all the other lenses I used so far. So that's all I got to say to it. Let's jump into pictures and you'll see right away what I'm talking about. Okay, so I went to the park again in furtherance of observing the 2025 autumn season, which is only like 2 weeks. And it was a strange autumn because we had such a dry summer, and it looked like a lot of trees were going to just turn brown and drop. But we did get some rain, much needed rain, and that perked the colors right up. But nothing was synchronized. All the trees were popping off at their own rate. And the weather, there's a lot of sunny days, but then there's some cloudy days. And of course that gives you a different perspective on how things look. This is the NIKKOR 50mm f1.8 AI or AIS. It has a little tab on it. And it's using the novoflex adapter. And it's on the CANON DSLR T3i. Of course, this is the best lens out of the bunch. In the beginning, I didn't have any troubles focusing, but I was using sort of a slow shutter speed, and I was getting the just perceptible camera movement, like maybe a couple pixels. So the pictures weren't out of focus. It's just this like absolute minimum, just noticeable camera movement, which responded well to very slight sharpening. Did I use the live view? Maybe on one or two, but mostly I used the eye level optical viewfinder. I mean, it's a DSLR, right? So that's the whole idea of this camera. I see a lot of YouTube videos about, you know, the battle of the DSLR versus the mirrorless camera. I laugh at myself. You know, it's doable to use these adapters on the EOS system, but it really wasn't designed for it. Canon went out of their way to lock you into their ecosystem and use their EF lenses. And, well, you know, I just found that f2 and faster lenses are easiest to focus on this optical system. They had a full focusing screen, and if you watch real closely, you could see when things get into focus. And it was sort of gloomy that day, so it's a good thing I was using this 1.8. And it had nice colors in combination with the camera, of course. And when you hit the focus, it was really great. Like the trees are in focus, the leaves are in focus, the near background trees are in focus, but the far trees weren't in focus. That's f8 for you. And I was using 1600 almost exclusively. Oh my God, this thing is sweet. 1600. Yeah, there's some grain or noise, but it's very fine grain or noise. And I just use the low setting for high ISO noise reduction. Oh, and the Canon has great automatic white balance. If I was to put it on cloudy, everything would look orange, and it just would look natural. You know, instead of making it slightly yellow, no, they made it orange. So you're sort of stuck with the automatic white balance. Only a few did I adjust the colors, like just a couple clicks up on the red and a couple clicks down on the blue. But mostly it's right out of the camera. And I did adjust the levels on a lot of them, but just a little bit. But still, this is the best lens so far. It was easy to get a focus. It was easy to count the clicks down to f8. All I had to do was adjust the shutter speed and trip the shutter. And it came out really good. I really liked it. There were a couple minor breaks of the sunshine, and it did get cloudy bright for like 10 minutes, and then it went back to being overcast again. And it looks like the best show was on the ground. Say a tree turned red, right? Then for 2 days it was red, but everything was dropping then. Then after 2 days, everything was on the ground. And that's the way it went. And then if you came back the next day later, everything that was on the ground was brown. All the colors were gone. We're getting some cold nights now, and low 40s and high 30s. So that's going to accelerate the decay of these leaves. And everything is still damp. We got enough rain that, the ground isn't as dry as dust either. And this mottling on the leaves, I think, is because the leaves are sucking up the rain unevenly, as well as a capillary action through the tree trunk. The tree was probably cutting back so the leaves would fall. Of course, that's the whole idea how it works. And it just helped these boulders step back. They're more pronounced with the leaves around them. And now, today, I'm recording this on the 24th. Yeah, everything's almost all down. There's like only 1 or 2 or 3 oak trees left that are, still reddish. So it was a good season after all. Look at the sharpness on this tree trunk. I mean, there's a lot of detail there. Now, all right, I'm picking this subject, but I'm just proving that this lens and camera combination you can use on anything. Whatever you feel like taking pictures of, this thing's going to do a great job. The depth of field was beautiful on this. Here's the B picture. Look at that. The trees in the foreground are in focus. The leaves, the orange leaves are in focus. And it looks like the background. This is a corner. This is the upper left from that picture. And look at it, it's still sharp. Yeah, all right, this is a crop sensor. But I've seen lenses where on a crop sensor, even the corners are a little funky looking. So this is a top-notch lens. All right, does Canon make a 50mm f1.8? Yeah. Is it just as good as the Canon? Yeah, they're pretty close. But, FD mounts, it's hard to get good examples unless you want to pay big bucks. Oh, they paid pretty big bucks for this. When I got this NIKKOR 1.8 50mm, it looked brand new, like it was never used. Wow. And it takes really excellent pictures. I really like this picture because in this B picture, this log, it was rotting away in like an onion skin, like tubular onion skin. And it's a telephoto lens in and of itself. If you crop it, it looks like you're using like a 100mm or something. This is the anticline. I call this the anticline. This is Goat Island. That's why I call it Goat Island. And the leaves were everywhere. A lot of red leaves. I like the red leaves for some reason. They have these boulder fields all over too. So I fortified a lot of these pictures. Like if there weren't any red leaves, I went and I got a couple and I threw them in just to, give some more variety to color. Yeah, this leaf was special, so I took 2 pictures of it. One on this root, and then on this funny rock covered with moss. And they came out really good. And I didn't use the live view. This is a 1:1 crop. Wow, that looks like the Vivitar 150. And then you see these strange colors, how they're red, orange, and yellow. Of course, they're starting to rot and turn brown. And there's the falling logs all over. It's a great combo. It was really nice with the